Good afternoon, Simon Lown here from Two-Way Digital, and today's video we're going to be talking again about on-page SEO, and we're going to specifically touch on title tags, what they are, how to set them, how to find any duplicate or missing ones. So as ever, if at the end you've got any questions, do feel free to reach out. You can join us in our Facebook group if you'd so desire, and you can catch up with all of our other technical on-page, off-page SEO videos on our YouTube channel. So let's get started. So title tags, fixing missing, duplicate and truncated tags. Now, what is a title tag? So pretty self-explanatory. A title tag is an HTML element on a website page that specifies its title. Now, what's actually special about that is that if you actually get your page ranked on the search engines, the title tag is used as the clickable link to your content. So the title tag is what shows up in blue at the top of the search results, the bit that you click on that takes you to the page. So in that sense, it's quite important in that it's relevant, it's to the point, and in fact, you should probably think about making it really catchy, putting some sort of hook in there. So we've actually got a downloadable called the Perfect Hook, and in fact, what I'll do is I'll drop a link to that in the post below this video so that you can actually go and get that and download it. But essentially, the title tags should be relatively short and to the point. So if you make them too long, part of the problem is that they can get truncated, so it will just chop the end off. So what you want to ideally do is keep them to around 55 characters or so. This should keep your titles making sense 99% of the time, depending on where they show up in SERPs, how they're displayed. It could be a few more, it could be a few less, depending on where they show up. But Google is always messing around with their layouts and displays. Improving. We meant improving. Sorry, Google. Don't hurt our rankings. But yeah, so if you make them too long, they will get cut short, and so depending on where they get chopped down, they may not make sense. So try not to make them too long. Now, avoiding duplicates is good for SEO because really you don't want duplicate tags on your site. When you think of your title tag, think of it as part of the index for your website. So if you've got two pages with the same title, it could be confusing for people looking at your content. Now, I would say it'd be confusing for the search engines as well, but it absolutely wouldn't be. I mean, they would just apply all of their algorithm to each page, and they would decide which one should rank where, depending on many other factors. But it does mean that potentially, if you've got two title tags the same, you're essentially saying I've got two pieces of content about the same thing, and probably what you should have is one really good piece of content on that subject, unless there's reasons for those differences. And I'm not just talking about having the same page in a different area for a different office or something. It needs to be more than that to make it a relevant page. But making your title tag reflect what's on the page and including the keyword in your content and the targeting throughout the document is just good SEO and content writing practice. So try and make sure that you don't have any duplicates on there. Now, in terms of where are they and where do you find a title tag? So we'll start with WordPress as ever, because that's what we use and that's what we like. But for the title tag, it's actually really simple. We used a plugin on our WordPress site called Yoast. Talked about it before in other videos, and it's actually part of the Yoast plugin setup. So when you go to the bottom of the post, I'll put a screenshot of it in the blog so that you can actually see it. But essentially, the SEO title becomes the title tag for your post, and that's really easy to set up in the Yoast plugin on WordPress. So if you've got a different plugin, there'll be something similar. You're basically looking for SEO title, or title tag, or page title, something like that is going to essentially give you that in your plugin. Now, if you're on another platform and you don't have the luxury of just downloading a plugin and installing it on your WordPress site, it will vary, but it should include titles somewhere in the layout for your page somewhere. If you get stuck on that, again, do feel free to ask. We can look into it for you if you're stuck. But it's going to be something that you'll definitely want to find, because, like I say, it's the blue link that gets clicked on when people find you in search engine results pages. And so therefore you actually want your title tag to make sense, have a good hook, give them some sort of promise about what you're going to deliver or the kind of problem that you're going to solve. And again, if you've got a page that you're doing everything manually, if you've got a coded page, there won't be many of those out there. But if you are, I'll drop in the code that you would be looking for in the head of your post, so that you can add the title. It's literally just a title in angled brackets and then a / title to close it at the end. It's really very simple, but I'll drop an example below. Now, if you've got any pages that don't have a tag, a title tag on the page, you probably should go and add one, because, like I say, Google will make one up and it will try and find a relevant piece of text in your page to display as the link, but it may not be ideal. It may not be catchy. So you can sort of add it yourself and force the issue, or just let Google decide. But really, you want to put a bit of thought behind it. If you use one of our hook formulas, that can really help boost the click-through. The actual title in and of itself isn't a ranking part of the algorithm, but the click-throughs actually are, because if you've got a really good title and people see it and click on it because it interests them, more clicks kind of equals more clicks. We've covered this. The more people click on something, the more relevant Google see it, and so indirectly it is a ranking factor. If you need to find out pages that don't have one, you can go to our old free tool, Screaming Frog, the SEO Spider. That will do a scan of your site. Now, if you've got a large site with lots of content, you will have to get a license for this. Other tools are available, but essentially you want to just find a report or a part of the search that shows you any post or page that has no occurrences of a title tag. And so Screaming Frog will do that up to 500 URLs. If you've got other tools that you're using, they will have that as well. Just go and find it, and then you can just go and manually add in the title tags on the pages that have them missing. With that, you can check for duplicate title tags. Like I say, you don't really want duplicates, but I mean, another thing that will show that up is if you've got Google Analytics installed on your website, then Google Analytics would have more than likely flagged up a duplicate title tag. And so as long as you've seen that in your analytics, sorry, I'm not talking about Google Analytics, the Google Search Console, apologies. Yeah, in the Google Search Console, that will have done a scan of your site, and it would have flagged up any duplicates or very close titles for you to go and review. So if you've corrected those errors when you saw it, then obviously you'll have nothing to do. If you've not looked, you can go and use the Search Console to try and find any of those errors that it might flag up. You can use Screaming Frog to have a look and see if you've got any missing tags, and then you can use hook formulas to write yourself a really catchy hook that's going to get people to click. So that's it for this video. It's quite a short one because obviously we're only talking about one tiny little bit of code, just the title literally for your post almost, and So while it's something that is actually quite small, it can have a relatively big impact in terms of your click-through rates, especially when you get to using schema and things on your site as well to make it stand out in the listings. So that's it for today's video. If you've got any questions, like I say, do please feel free to ask. We'll be happy to have a look into those for you if we can. I mean, if it's a very bespoke piece of software that we can't get access to, we may have to talk you through it, get involved on Messenger or something, but it shouldn't be too hard to find them. So that's it for today. Like I say, ask if you have a problem, happy to help. Until next time, enjoy the rest of your day, and goodbye for now.